Hey yo, so today I'm going to be talking to you about the Oculus Quest 2, doing a first look review, which I call this a first look even though I've had this for a couple months now, because there's still a lot of things that I haven't really fully explored about this headset and its capabilities. So, definitely there's still some things that I might be missing, but these are just my experiences that might help push you off the fence in terms of if you're thinking about buying this headset or not. So the basic summary of this is that I love this headset. It's been amazing experience. The biggest drawback has been the motion sickness, which I have a few friends that have warned me that they get a lot of motion sickness from playing VR games and VR content, and I definitely was not immune to that, and it really hurts because I enjoy the experience. And there's some games I can play no problem, but certain things like certain racing games, definitely for sure within like the first 10 seconds I want to throw up, and I'm determined to be able to find a way around it, which there must be a way around it, because I say that even with shooter games, I basically I've always had the problem that I'd get motion sickness, and eventually I found ways around it by getting used to the game itself, so your brain's not processing so much of the information that is not relevant to the time, as well as sitting further from the screen and things like that, making sure I'm well hydrated. So I've been looking at different solutions for that, whether it be drinking peppermint tea, which I hear is good for motion sickness because it settles the stomach. A friend of mine told me about blowing a fan your way as well. So I am determined one way or the other to figure out a solution around the thing that takes away from the experience, which really doesn't have anything to do with the headset itself. And I'll likely publish my findings here when I've come to some sort of conclusion for the people that would like to explore this wonderful dynamic of VR more, but are limited by motion sickness, right? So the reason why I got this headset was that I've been upgrading my PC and exploring what's new in the gaming world, which I've been a little bit sluggish in the last year or two. And for the most part, I concluded, while the graphics have gotten better, for the most part, gaming is the same for the last 15 years. So I needed to try something different. I want to be able to try something that really sort of shakes me up and has a different dynamic to it. And part of the reason why I enjoy gaming so much is not that I'm any good at games itself, is that I just love the novelty factor. I just love watching how they're made and just knowing what goes into it, right? The experience of that, and just exploring the worlds that these developers have created, because I'm a developer myself and I have some idea as to how much work goes into it. So it's just usually the novelty factor in itself that I really, really enjoy. And I have been a little bit stale with gaming and not feeling as motivated to play, which is probably a good thing, because that's actually made me focus on other areas that have some productive value. But it's just the feeling of staleness. There's only so much you can take where eventually your brain just doesn't want something new or something radically different. And definitely the Oculus Quest 2 has fulfilled that need of something that's radically different. My only experience with VR before was pretty small, where there was actually the original Oculus, and at my workplace, a friend of mine had the first Oculus, and it was just basically a movie where you're going down a roller coaster, you're looking up and down. And I thought, that's so cool. Like, it really felt like I was really in the experience. And basically, yeah, that was it. And then I looked at the price point. I said, you know what, I'm not that serious about it. So, I didn't go further with that after seeing, the price point. But the price for the most part has been kind of the same sort of range. And, it was at a point where it's either now or never, just, you explore this dynamic or not. And I definitely have been pleased with investing into that, because it has given that new dynamic of gaming, watching movies, and even doing basic things like surfing the net. I've also been interested in having gaming as translating into more real life experience, because it is, a great and fun thing, but the unfortunate reality is not that much translates into the real world, right? So I actually had also got a driving steering wheel like the Suzuki 900R, because I love driving games, and I also like driving real cars and going on the racetrack and things like that. And I thought, might as well actually try to develop some better driving skills, because it's not a practical reality to be able to drive on the track as well. So that's one of the reasons I got the VR system, is to go further with having more translation of real life skills to VR. And so I tried a number of games like Touring Carts, which is a free game, racing game. This fishing game. My favorite was actually this the boxing game. That's called Creed: Rise to Glory. And being a martial artist, I can verify just the experience of the way the punches are coming at you. It feels pretty real, And I've done kickboxing, and just when things coming so fast versus if you're looking at it on a screen or watching someone else do it on TV. And but when it's right in front of you, it's a pretty intense experience. And I thought, wow, that really does feel pretty real, and really got me thinking that this actually is a pretty good tool just to keep the reflexes sharp. Because the thing is about boxing or kickboxing is that you can't always spar like every day, at least not 100%, because for one, you get injured and the other person gets injured because it's high impact, versus something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where you can go pretty hard, and it's they start off on the floor, so there's not as much impact from, say, the takedown, and when you're in a bad position you tap, right? So that's the thing about kickboxing, it's hard to be able to keep it up consistently, and do it on day in day out basis for the actual sparring itself. So this is a way, whether you're traveling or just to keep just your skills up to a certain degree, the reflexes, that hand-eye coordination, it felt pretty real. So it was really a cool experience. Aside from motion sickness, the only thing I didn't also like about it is that this system doesn't feel as sort of like grassroots, open-ended, which is something that I like. And I say that because it's owned by Facebook, and then you have to also sign on to your Facebook account, assuming that you have one, to go onto the App Store. And being a developer, I like things that just feel open, right? Like I used to have an iPhone as well, and I used to like developing on Android because it was easier to sort of do your initial publish onto Android, and also I can put on anything I want to the Android phone. And I like Linux because it feels like an open system that is owned by the people, right? So, I really like that feeling of just sort of like the system being open-ended, which this, doesn't feel like that as much. And maybe that's not a full correct perception, because I'm still exploring that. It seems like you're sort of tied into this sort of ecosystem with Facebook and whatnot, right? But that's just a small thing that I didn't like. I am looking into developing apps for this, and I can understand that better, doing so through Unity. And ultimately, if I'm investing my time, I'd like to have something that has a little bit more open-ended. But that's just a small thing that it's not necessarily a big issue, right? And just something that I'm thinking about. So whether this is the right experience for you, I can't answer that for you. But if you're probably the type of person that is like me, where you've been gaming for a while, you want to try something new, it's been a really cool experience and definitely worth the money. And I love the fact that in itself, it's a standalone computer, right? You don't have to connect it necessarily to your computer. You can still download apps that are, just purely from the headset itself. You can surf the web and things like that. And so in a way, you're buying a computer with a different dimension, which is pretty cool. So I think it's worth that. But if you're, say, new to gaming, and you're still sort of like exploring the preliminary games, the type of things from playing things like multiplayer or just open world games, then probably maybe this is not the best for you. I don't know, right? If you are thinking about purchasing this, there's an affiliate link at to be able to purchase this, which you can purchase it from a number of places. It is an affiliate link that I do receive a commission, which does help to promote this channel further and encourage me to do more work. So it's definitely appreciated if it's through there, but of course, buy it from wherever the best deal is for you. Secondly, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment. That all helps to be able to boost the algorithm, boost the visibility of the channel, and again, gets me more motivated to do more content like this. And as I mentioned, I'm also a independent game developer. So I have games for the mobile and desktop, and I posted a link to one of my games that's available on mobile, Ninja King Samurai Maze. So yeah, Oculus Quest 2, great experience. Motion sickness the struggle is real, but aside from that, I've been very, very happy with buying this, and definitely it's been worth every penny. All right, I'll see you later.